Okay, good morning, everybody. This is a little short post. I think it'll be short for COMMGiving, and let me move out of the sunlight. It has to do with updating drivers for your computer. Now, the computer I'm using is Windows, but I think the tip will apply to anything, iOS or Linux or Ubuntu. Okay, and why is it little known? Because the people who know it forget to share it, and the people who don't know it don't know to share it. So it's not that it's little known, but it's little mentioned. Everybody seems to take it for granted, and it has to do with the way they write, like the what marketing people call copywriting. But for the when you use Windows, an operating system, the help menu and when you go to like the help and when they write the directions, it has to do with the way they write it, right? So I was doing some driver updating yesterday. I worked on fixing my Bluetooth dongle, which is a little piece of hardware like this, right? You might have it yourself, right? And I plug it into a USB, and it gives me Bluetooth capability on a laptop. So I bought two of them because this one broke, and then I had to go out, and I didn't have a lot of money on me at the time, so I went to a flea market and I bought a used one for a lot cheaper because these things are pretty expensive. They're like I dropped into the Source, what you might know as Radio Shack, and a new one was like $40. So I said, okay, I better go home and take a look and try to fix this. So I managed to fix it like physically, right? And if you YouTube it, they'll show you how to fix it. It has to do with the casing. So here's one of them. This is the raw. This is the dongle, right? You can see it without the case. You see the case, the metal, and the plastic, right? You take it out. This is what it looks like. Here's the case. You take it out. This is what it looks like. And what happened in this case is this case on the inside, it's more complicated than it looks on the outside. On the inside, something broke. And so this piece was not connecting properly to my laptop. So I took the case from this one, right? This used one. I put something like that inside it. And so now my Bluetooth dongle works perfectly. But I had to update drivers and stuff. And so as I was Googling all these forums, I was reading all the questions, like people were having difficulty updating drivers and stuff. And I found a common theme that no one really clarified. It's this, okay? You might know it already, but it's this, okay? Nowadays, a lot of drivers, like for your computer devices, right, are not, and especially if you buy sort of like these kind of low price hardware, are not named after these the brands on these hardware, right? So say this hardware I buy at a flea market, it really has no brand. It just says like this thing was made in China. So if you go out looking for a driver for this device based on the brand on this packaging, which has no brand, you won't find it. So drivers are based on the chipset, right? On so like the parts inside, right? So if you go out looking for a driver for this brand, you won't find it. But you go out looking for a driver for the manufacturer inside, you'll find it. It's a little bit like, okay, so I'm going to use a really bad analogy, bad metaphor, bad analogy, but it's like, see, you got Honda and you go out and it's like, I need a part for my Honda. And they're like, I don't know Honda. And then so you're actually buying, you got to name like the parts manufacturer. I need like a part for my Magna muffler, right? Or I need a part for my auto source spark plug, right? It's almost like that. So it's like you bought a car, right? They don't know. They don't. You go. I need a spark plug for my Honda. That I don't know what you're talking about. It's like my part source spark plug. It's like, oh, I know what you're talking about. Or my Magna carburetor. Oh, I know what you're talking about. But if you go, I need a carburetor for my Toyota. They don't know what you're talking about. It's almost like that with these computer hardware now. You know, you see this brand, Nextech. It's next to impossible to find a driver for Nextech. You have to look for a driver of the chip manufacturer. So there's only like 3 of them in my case. There's Intel, right? Intel, we all know Intel, right? There's Atheros, and then you might not have heard of Atheros. And then there's Broadcom. You might have heard of Broadcom, right? And so those are the 3 parts manufacturers that make parts like these little things inside for sort of like little known brands like Nextech and so on like that. So the way they write it, you know, in my operating system, right? You feel like you have to go out and find a driver for Windows. And then if not Windows, then for your laptop. Like my laptop is Gateway. So you might think like you have to go out and find a driver either for Windows or for Gateway. You know what I mean? But nothing could be further from the truth. You got to go out and find a driver for this device. And this device, the driver is not called Nextech. It's called Broadcom. Because Broadcom is actually the parts manufacturer. So when you're looking for a Windows driver for your device, you have to know who manufactured the parts. So in this case, Broadcom manufactured the parts for Nextech. So if you look for a driver for Nextech, you will never find it. But if you look for a driver for Broadcom, which manufactured this part, you'll find it. And how do you know? Well, there's really only, like I said, only like 3, basically. You know, Intel, Intel chip inside Intel. It could. So I go to Gateway's website, and for Bluetooth devices, there's 3 options. I can download a driver for Intel. I can download a driver for Broadcom. I can download a driver for Atheros. And how do you know which one's the right one? You just like install all 3, basically. You gotta install all 3. You really don't know which one is the right one. It's practically impossible. So that's the tip. When you're installing drivers, you're looking for a driver named after the parts manufacturer. You're not looking for a driver for your laptop. You're not looking for the driver based on the brand. You're looking for the driver for the parts manufacturer. Nobody ever mentioned that, but that's what it is. All right, so that's my brief video post for COMMGiving. All right, have a good time. Bye-bye.